Hit it, hit it.
Hi, welcome to the Marley Bird channel. In this video, you're going to learn how to make the Spike Stitch Coffee Cozy. This is a very fun stitch to learn. It's a great stitch pattern, and combining it together with a little bit of trim and a really cool decorative button, you get this really neat coffee cozy that is perfect for you to use for your Starbucks infatuation, or maybe somebody that you know who likes to go and drink coffee a lot during the week. It's perfect for those quick gifts that you need to make for somebody special in your life. So we're going to go ahead and start this coffee cozy with some worsted weight yarn and your hook. Please download the pattern. It's available right there at that link, and join me over here and we're gonna get started. Okay, so this is the coffee cozy. I'm gonna move the pink one out of the way so that we can take a look at this black one. If I open up the coffee cozy, you can see it's essentially just a swatch of the spike stitch pattern. And then all I've done is I've went around the whole thing with some single crochets, and then I did reverse single crochet, which is called the crab stitch. It's one of my favorite reversible, or not reversible, it's my favorite trims. At the very end, I just added a nice little button here, so that way when the coffee cozy is closed, I just have my button to keep it secure onto whatever the coffee cup I'm going to use. You can make your coffee cozy adjustable. All you would need to do is adjust the size of your full length of the swatch to fit whatever cup you're going to use. What's really great about this is it also has a cool pattern for this coaster. So the coaster incorporates the same stitch or the same colors, but it's a completely different stitch. That's in a completely different video, but you can go check that out here after you're done with the coffee cozy. So I'm going to move the coaster, and let's take a look here. What we're going to do, because I like my color sequence here, you'll notice that these dropped spike stitches, which could also be called long single crochets, they are combined. So if I began with the black and then I get to the black row, the black is the one that's going to be my high contrasting color that goes over top in those spikes from the blue and the yellow and the blue. So whatever color you want your spikes to be, that's what you want your main color to be. So that's what we're going to begin with. I'm going to set this aside. I'm grabbing some worsted weight yarn and a size 6mm hook. And in the instructions, it will give you the number of stitches you need to chain. And all I want you to do is begin with a slip knot, and you're going to chain that number of stitches. Now, the reason I'm not saying the number of stitches here in the video is I'm not exactly sure if you're making a small cup cozy, a medium, or a large. So you have to decide whichever one you're going to make. So you will just chain however many chains it is in the pattern for you to chain. And then what you'll need to do is do a single crochet in the second chain from your hook. So never count the first stitch on your hook or the first loop on your hook. And so if that's the first one, that's the second one, we're going to do a single crochet into the second chain from hook. And then we're going to put a single crochet in each chain all the way to the end. Now you're going to do this with your main color. Okay, so you'll go all the way to the end. If you need a refresher on how to do the single crochet, I'm assuming you already know how to do it. That's why I'm not going super slow for this part. You can go check out the single crochet video here on my beginner basics playlist on the YouTube channel. There's a whole bunch of various techniques available over there that you can use as a refresher course. All right, so I'm almost down to the very end here. And because I need to change colors on this next row, I am not going to complete my last single crochet. If you notice, I went into the very last chain, I yarned over my hook and pulled up a loop with the color I've been working with. But what I want to do now is I actually want to grab whatever my second color is going to be and use that to finish off the single crochet. So my very last pull through, I'm going to pull through with my new color. I will chain one, turn my work, and then because we're not counting that chain as a turning chain, I'm going to put my first stitch right here in the very first single crochet. I'm going to go all the way down and single crochet this whole row, chain one and single crochet all the way back, and I've already done that, so I'm going to set this aside actually and pull in the one I've completed. So right here I began with the teal as my base color because that's the color I'm going to have drop down and become my spikes. And then I've done 2 rows of my pink. I went ahead and I marked this so that I could have it so the stitch doesn't go away because I'm in the very last stitch here that needs to be completed. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop just like I did before because it's time that I change colors. I need to use that teal color. So I'm going to grab my teal, I'm going to butt it up right next to my yarn that I'm working with, yarn over and pull through. So now I have a nice pink going on down there and there's no color bleed with my teal. I went ahead and I cut my yarn for the pink, so now I have a nice long tail, and it's just, you know, there, it's out of the way. I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to turn, and now I'm on row 4 of the pattern. So the instructions say to go ahead and do a single crochet in the first single crochet. Now it says do a single crochet spike over the next 2 single crochets. This is sometimes called a long single crochet as well, so I'm going to show you how to do that. All you're going to do is we're going to drop down 3 rows, and that's per the pattern's instructions. There could be other instructions as you come across the spike stitch that say to drop down 5 rows or 2 rows, whatever it may be. So make sure you read whatever instructions you're doing if you're going to do the spike stitch later on. So I'm going to drop down 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. If you have a hard time reading the rows, what's really convenient about changing colors is we know we're going all the way down to where our teal was present. So I need to drop down to where the teal was. I just put my hook in, yarned over, and I pulled up a loop. Now I yarn over and I draw through 2. So I completed my single crochet. I have to do that twice. So I'm going to skip this one. I'm going to drop down 3 rows. So 1, 2, 3. That's where the teal is. I'm sticking my hook in, yarning over, pulling up a loop, coming up, yarn over, and draw through all of them. Okay, can you see that? It's pretty easy. Now it says single crochet in the next 4 single crochet. So I go into the next 4 stitches and I just single crochet. 2, 3, 4. Now it says repeat from star. So I go back and I'm doing the long single crochet or the spike stitch. So this is the stitch I want to represent. So it's that 1, 2, 3 rows below. Go in, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2. Do that one more time. 1, 2, 3. Go in, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2. And then I have 4 single crochets. You want to be very careful that when you start your single crochets again, you are not accidentally putting the single crochet behind the stitch that this long single crochet is representing, because you could accidentally get too many stitches that way. So you carry on this way to the end of your row, however many stitches it is you're doing for your coffee cozy to fit your project. I have another repeat right here, so I'm just going to get that. Oop, I almost did a double crochet. I don't want to do that. That's what happens when I start talking to you guys, not paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm going to come and do this, and then right here, and then 2 and 3. All right, so I'm here and I'm finishing my last repeat for my coaster, and I'm at the last 3 stitches, which is what the instructions say they want me to go to. I'm going to go ahead and I'm not doing that double crochet. That double crochet really wants to get made. I'm going to do my long single crochet spikes in these 2 stitches here, and I'm going to finish off with a single crochet in the very last single crochet. Okay? So this is what we have. Look how cool that looks. It's symmetrical. We began with 1 single, we end with 1 single, and then we have our nice repeats in between. So these long single crochets. See how it gives the illusion of really connecting that first row to the row we just completed? I think that's perfect. Now all you're going to do is you're going to chain 1, still using the same color, and turn, and you will do a single crochet in each of these single crochets you've done all along that previous row. Even if it was a long single crochet or the single crochet spike, you want to go ahead and do single crochets all the way to the end. When you get to the end of the row, it's time to change colors again. So make sure you change colors the way I showed you, where you finish the pull through of your stitch with your new color. Your new color could be pink again, or maybe you want to make it just like the coaster and choose a middle color that's different than all the others. So the coasters I made, the middle color is different than the two bottom, or the bottom color and the top color. And obviously it's different than the spike as well. So you go ahead and make that decision. So for me, I'm here at the very end, so I'm going to go in, yarn over, pull up a loop, and it's time to change colors. So let's go ahead and let's do this orange. Let me cut what we had done at the very beginning so it's out of the way. And let's use orange as our center color. So I'm going to pull that in, and I'm just going to finish off my color change right there. Chain 1 and turn. Now again, I'm just doing single crochets for 2 rows. So go ahead, complete your single crochets for 2 rows. I don't think you need to sit here and watch me do it. Join me back here and I will show you how to do the single crochet spike stitch for the next section of the spike stitches, because we want them offset. Not hard, we can do it. So get your single crochet on and join me back right here, okay? All right, so I'm at the end of my second row of single crochets, and it's time for me to change colors. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna cut my orange. I forgot to cut my teal last time too. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that. I'm choosing to cut the yarn as I change colors instead of carrying up, because I just think it just looks better for this particular project. So it's a personal preference. If you decide you wanna carry colors up, you absolutely can. Yarn over with my new color and pull through. So now it's time for me to do the long single crochet spikes for this little section, but this one, they're going to be offset from the last one, and here's how we're going to do it. So we go ahead and we have chained 1 and turned, and we're going to single crochet in the next 4 single crochets. All right, so we're going to do 4 single crochets, 3, 4. And then we're going to do a single crochet spike over the next 2. So just like before, we're going to skip, skip, and we're coming down here. See how it meets up, teal to teal? Makes it really easy. Oh, see that double crochet wants to jump in there. Let's do it a single, only a single. So 1, 2, coming in, yarning over, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2. One more time, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2. Then I have 4 single crochets to do. 2, 3, 4. Again, this is my repeat, okay? I do not want to yarn over. 1, 2, 3. Pull over, pull up a loop. You guys know how to do the spike stitch now, right? Pretty easy. And then I have 4 again. See, it's easy peasy. I love it. I love it when there's a project that packs a visual punch like this, and it's something really easy to complete. You get that instant gratification thing going on. All your friends think you're cool. Your kid's school teacher, if you do these as school gifts, they love you. They think it's just like the best thing ever. All right, let me make sure I'm doing this right. Yep, and I'm just going to single crochet in all of these to the end. Ah, that's why I'm off. So I was off. I am not, I was like, why am I off here? Okay, was talking to you about school teachers, I only did 3 single crochets right there. So I had to pull out, I'm gonna do 4. Now I'm gonna do my spike stitches, not double crochets, but singles. 1, 2, 3. Now I have 4 singles just like I began with. There we go. I was like, something's off. What's going on? See, even professionals lose count sometimes. I'm going to leave that in instead of restarting so that you guys know that everybody makes mistakes. Okay, so here we are. We began with 4 single crochets. We did the long single crochet, or the single crochet spike, 4 singles, single crochet spike, 4 singles, single crochet spikes, and 4 singles. See how the spikes are in between these ones on these rows below? So it offsets, it makes it look really cool. You would go back with your teal 1 more row. So you would chain 1 single crochet all the way back, changing colors when you get down here. You can either add in a 4th color here, or you could go back to your pink and create the pink, and that would give you the same look as the the samples I've done. And then you'll do another row of spike stitches that will look just like this row. Go ahead and do that. So get through row 9 and join me back here and we'll talk about the border, okay? Okay, so I've completed the very last row of the pattern and I have 13 rows total. So if we just want to check that out, we have the first one that we started with. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. By doing 13, it makes it so you have a nice trim, like everything is encapsulated in here quite perfectly. At this point in time, you need to decide which is going to be your right side. So if you take a look at your piece, there is a distinctly different look from one side to the next. This side here is your right side, in my opinion. If you decide, though, you really like the way this side looks, where the color's peeping through and it just looks a little bit more mosaic looking, you can totally make this your right side. You decide, okay? I'm going to have this be my right side, and I want your right side facing you. So whatever your right side's going to be, have it facing you. And now we're going to add single crochet all the way around the swatch that we've completed. And we're going to make sure that we add 2 single crochets in each corner. And we're going to put a single crochet into each row that we have done. So it's really convenient that we did 2 row colors. So that means in each color we come across here at the edge of the row, or here at the edge, each row is going to get 1 single crochet. It'll be easy to do. So you have to decide what your trim color is going to be. You can make it a completely different color and choose like a 4th color, or you could make it maybe this color here, your center color. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to grab the orange and find my tail because it's here somewhere. Of course, it's because I'm on camera. It's giving me trouble. This is funny. All right, here we are. So we got a tail. I've got my tail and I'm going to begin and I'm going to join my yarn with a slip stitch into the corner, okay? So I'm going to start over here into this corner and I'm going to put my hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and draw through the loop that was on my hook. So I've just joined with a slip stitch. I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to go ahead and begin my single crochets. So I'm going to put 2 in this corner because, as I said, you want to put 2 in every corner. Now, working along the edge here, I want to put 1 single crochet in each edge stitch. If you noticed, when I showed you the full swatch laying out flat, I didn't have any tails hanging out. I think it is really convenient to, it's good to take the time right now to weave in your ends as you're, before you do these, the trim, because otherwise the tails are just going to get in your way and it's just easier to weave them in right now and then do the trim all the way around your piece. So right here you can see I'm just making sure I'm putting 1 stitch into each row. I'm not splitting the stitches by any means, I'm just putting them in there. I'm here at the corner, I'm going to put 2 single crochets right here in this corner and I rotate the piece around. So each time I do a corner I rotate. Now I'm down here at my foundation chain edge and you know I like to call that little loop that I have left there the butt of the stitch, and it's really convenient that the butt's there because I'm going to use that to add my trim all the way around. I go into the each chain, the butt of the chain from the foundation chain, and I'm going to do my single crochets all the way around. Remember, once again, when you get to the corner, you want to put 2 single crochets in the corner because it's like you're turning the corner. It makes it so that the corners don't curl up on you and it doesn't make your coffee cozy curl up and create its own little cup. It just makes it lay so much flatter. So it's important to do that. When you do these single crochets all the way around, when you're done with them, you're going to join with a slip stitch to the very first single crochet you completed, which is going, if I lay this down, I would finish off, I'd put 2 singles here, come across this edge, 2 singles here, and work across this entire edge, and I would join with a slip stitch right here. When I do that, the next step is to do a crab stitch or a reverse single crochet, which if you've been following along in my videos is one of my favorite things to do. So it is very simple to do. All you'll do is you'll chain one. I'm going to show you right now. You come over here and going into the single crochet behind the one that you're working in, put your hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2. So I'm working backwards. I'm going into the next one, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2. See, I do this all the way across. If you want a more detailed instructional video for the crab stitch, I have one here on the YouTube channel. It's in the Beginner Basics playlist series, so you could go over there and check out more detailed instructions on how to do the crab stitch. Like I said, it is one of my favorite trims for both knitting and crochet because I think it just gives a really good finish. It looks like a rope braided or wrapped around the final project, and I think it's really nice. It's unisex, it's good, it's a good one to use. And once you get the hang of it, it's not hard at all. I remember the first time I started doing reverse single crochet or the crab stitch, I was like, this is so awkward. I don't know if I'm doing this correctly. And when I was all done, I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks so super cute. And it has been one of my favorites ever since. I'm trying to get over here to the short side of the piece so that I can show you how to add the loop for your button. Now at this point in time, you hopefully have chosen what kind of a button you want to use, because this coaster, it's really, or not coaster, but the coffee cozy, it's really all about the buttons. There's all sorts of fun buttons you can use, but choosing the right one can really make or break your piece. I'm right here and I'm at the center of my short side, and the reason I know it's the center is because this center stripe is dead center of the whole piece. So this next stitch is right in the center of that stripe. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do my reversibles or my reverse single crochet right there. And then, assuming I have chosen my button, I'm going to chain however many chains I think are necessary to create a loop to fit around my button. So if I think that many chains will be enough, that'll work. Let's do a couple more, okay? Once I do my chains, I come back here. I'm going to go into the same single or the same stitch that I did my reversibles or reverse single crochet in before, and just do another one, okay? So now I have this nice loop that's going to go around my button. Then I would continue on and finish off the entire round, okay? So when it's all done, I'm going to stop right there. You have this nice trim all the way around. Your loop is already incorporated. You don't have to do anything else with it. The last thing you're going to do is weave in these tails and then sew on your buttons. So let's talk about the buttons. There are so many different buttons out there, and you could have a lot of fun with whatever buttons you choose. I went to the store the other day and I was just having a good time choosing buttons, and I was like, oh, look at that, look how neat that would be, because skull and crossbones seem to be really popular right now. And maybe it could be a warning to people of, you know, don't talk to me until I've had my coffee. This one's really fun with the black and the buttons. Here's something completely different with some giraffes if you want to have something fun there. Say you're making it for the guy in your life. If you can see these are little mustaches. How cute is that? Maybe you decide you want maybe 3 or 4 mustaches. All you'd want to do is add more of these loop sections around here. Maybe you add 1 for each of the color stripes. Totally cool. Whatever works for you and for your piece is what is important. So once you've completed the quick coffee cozy, all you would need to do then to make it a complete set is to make the coffee coaster. And I'm going to pull in our sample right here. If you remember, this one here is our coffee cozy that I had chosen, I did before. So this is my cool little button. And then this particular coffee coaster is a way to incorporate the same colors, but it's a completely different stitch. It's quintessential granny square for crochet. If you want instructions on how to do this, please go check out the coffee coaster video, and you can learn how to make this and make an entire set for a great gift for a teacher or for that special person in your life. I hope you enjoyed today's video and learned something new. I don't know if you've ever done the long single crochet before or the single crochet spike stitch, but it is super easy and it adds a good visual punch when you change colors and you use that in your stitch patterns. Check out the other patterns that I have available over at marleybird.com, and please hit subscribe so you're up to date whenever there's a new pattern or technique or stitch pattern video released. Thanks, and I'll talk to you soon.